joyous time around here. We got beat by a team that was obviously very motivated. They did a very good job of situational hitting. Couple of balls that we hit well happened to be right at somebody. You tip your hat to the University of Miami. They did a very good job.
With Andrew, was he sick today? Was it an illness?
Andrew was sick. Started last night, if I'm not mistaken, and I've seen sick people before, but when I went to the mound, if you couldn't tell there was something big time wrong with him, then you got really bad eyes, because that young man was really, really in bad shape. He wanted so much to pitch and pitch well. He wanted to stay in the game, as a matter of fact. But like I've said for, 39 years, we're not going to make excuses. It was unfortunate that Andrew couldn't pitch today, but there was some positive signs. Jonah was used a lot this past week. He just ran into a little tired streak. But Austin, Connor, Tyler, Kobe went out there and battled, and like I say, you give the University of Miami the credit.
4 straight freshmen, you mentioned it, 4 straight freshmen came out of the pen there, starting Jonah through Tyler. I mean, it's kind of a testament to the adversity that bullpen's gone through this year just with injuries.
Yeah, and we were obviously in hopes that Cole would be ready to go today, and unfortunately he wasn't, but we're in hopes that he'll be ready to go next week. And it is amazing what one guy can do if you're able to use him in the rotation, and that puts somebody like Van Eyck in the bullpen, which makes him available to come in. And of course, you saw the way he pitched last night.
Mike, obviously a great crowd here, and the administration, everyone was kind of hoping for a celebration. This is a pretty good example of baseball, and you can't really plan how things are going to go with that sport.
Just really, really proud that baseball is looked at the way it is, not only by our administration, but by our community and students. We have a great following. It makes you feel real good that the support is always there. And it's disappointing that things didn't go our way today, but I used to say that's baseball, but Steve's not here now. He used to always trash me about that, but it's amazing how one or two things can happen in the course of a game and can affect the outcome.
11, obviously it's a disappointment not to get the wins record today, but did you tell your team to take the overall bigger picture? You still won the series against Miami on a grand scale. You guys have cut the ACC Atlantic Division lead a couple of games. It's not a bad weekend by any means.
Exactly. I did mention the fact that we were aware that Clemson swept Virginia and North Carolina swept NC State. Well, had we been able to win this one, that would have given us 3 full games had Clemson been swept, but they had already won 2 going in, so we would have at least not lost ground to Clemson. Now we lost ground to Clemson and gained, I believe, a game on NC State.
If this was your last game against Jim Morris, I mean, just what does that relationship and what does this rivalry mean, that you've had over the years?
I think you can tell about the rivalry the way his young men played today. They were a different looking ball club today. They played exceptionally well. It's just the way it is when you say Miami, Florida State. That's what you expect. I didn't expect 11 runs on the other side, but there again, it happens, and you gotta be mentally tough enough to be ready to go the next day. Unfortunately for us, our next day is 6 days away.
Again, on a grander scale of things, the way the pitching staff has kind of had those injuries that have made things tough on you to get 2 starts on Friday and Saturday the way you did. When you get everybody back, or get how many everybody's you can get back, how much confidence does that give you that you're piecing things at the right time where things are all going the right way when you need it to most?
Everything this time of the year revolves around normally 3 games. We've got, of course, 3 games with Clemson, 3 games with NC State, 3 games with Mount St. Mary's, or maybe 4 with Mount St. Mary's. But the point I'm making is, when you get into those situations, if you use 3 starters, then you're able to use one of the guys that was used as a starter previously. What we will probably strive for is Sands, Carp, and Parrish, not in that order. But that enables Pollock, Van Eyck to go to the bullpen, which then gives Grady and Kobe and Scalero more so-called help down there, instead of having to use them as much as we've had to use them the last couple of weeks. It's amazing what 2 arms can do for a pitching staff. And we're hoping that we can get Kobe back and get Carpy well by this time next Saturday.
Any other questions? Okay.